So the contents in this box, I think is going to solve a lot of my problems, potentially a lot of your problems, and problems for tractor owners all over the world. So if you're following the channel, you know I'm building a huge shop. Finally, I'm building my dream barn, and I'm going to have organization, storage, and really a place to put everything, because this place is a mess right now. What's in this box is really top of the list. This is something I really have wanted to invest in, and I got an email from a company that said, hey, would you be interested in demoing one of these things? I said, absolutely, because it is high on my list. The reviews are kind of mixed, so we're going to have an interesting time putting this thing together and kind of coming up with our opinion of, do we think this thing's worth it or not? Can't wait to show this to you, unbox it, and it's going to solve a lot of problems. And if you see all those cans behind it, that's kind of an early indication of what's in that box. So at some point in time, the government thought that they would get involved in gas cans. They thought that gas cans were going to be their solution to solving all the environmental issues in the world. And maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know, I'm not here to debate that today. But the way that this system has always worked for me is that if a can is full, it's logo out, and if it's empty, then I turn it around, and they're empty. This one's full. So we go through a lot of fuel here on the farm. We have a lot of equipment, a lot of machines. You can kind of get an idea right now. A lot of things are pulled out. We're just doing a bunch of work today, and everyone grabs a different machine and does a different job with it. But what's in this box, this is something I've been waiting for a long time. And I do want to thank the people at Vevor for sending this to me. This is not something I purchased. This is something they sent, but we're going to give an honest opinion of what's in here, because I've seen some people say they're great, some people say not so much. Knife of the day, SOG. I'm glad I was careful with the knife, because there's really no covering or anything on that. It's just the tank. All right, let's see how heavy this thing is. Not heavy, just bulky, I think. It's one way to do it. So if you're not using these little Harbor Freight things, these things are amazing. They are the cheapest, nicest things to have in a shop. So stuff like this, it's heavy. Ugh. You just kind of set it on there. It should be easy. Now once this is full of fuel, it has pallet fork attachments. So, all right. Okay, there's the logo. Vevor, it's kind of scratched up for an item that's this expensive. I kind of feel like they should have some kind of wrapper or plastic around it before they ship it. But you can see there's pallet fork inserts there, which would be really helpful to kind of just get it on and off of a truck or a trailer. And this hooks up to a battery, and it should have all the, there's all the hardware, hose, and you can lock it, which is nice. So pretty simple. It seems like it. It seems pretty durable, but it does scratch. Ooh, that's nice. So it comes with a filter. There's your pump, on, off, battery connectors. That's going to be your fuel fill. I believe in here is an auto shut off nozzle, like the little gun nozzle thing. And there's where it will tell you if it's full or empty. It's empty right now. Instructions, we don't need those. So far, so good. I do think it's nice to have this little metal piece in here too, in case you have a lock so someone can't just cut that plastic. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't think I've mentioned, I think this is 55 gallons, and this is the 58 gallon and 116 gallon. So they have two of them. This is the smaller of the two, but 58 gallons, it's basically 11 of those, which is awesome. So in a much more compact space. And I could keep it on these casters, or I'll probably put two of those together and put one on there so I could roll it around the shop pretty much wherever I want to roll it. Okay, assembly looks pretty simple. I mean, it looks like basically just two hoses, but I'll open this up, let y'all get a look at what's in here. And this is not a how-to. I don't really think you need this to be a how-to. There's not a whole lot to it. Good looking auto shut off. Pretty nice little handle there. How do you get it out? There you go. Ooh, fancy. It's got a nice little grip to it. That's nice. What's in here? Okay, so that's going to be a fitting. And I thought I saw, what is this? Oh, they gave you a lock. Well, that's nice of you. Thank you, Vevor. That's pretty nice. Not the best lock in the world, but you know what? Sure beats the other one I had. This fitting is gonna go most likely right in there. Let me see if I have some Teflon tape. I know I have Teflon tape. I do, but I can't find it. And that's why I'm so happy that this barn project is happening, because I've been waiting a long time to have organization to know where my stuff is. And I know I probably have 5 rolls of Teflon tape, but it's buried somewhere. And the worst part about building a barn is that we have to tear the other one down, so now we have twice as much stuff in this little space. So if it leaks, I'll go buy some Teflon tape, and then I'll have 6 rolls of Teflon tape, but I'll at least know where one is. Twist that in, tighten it down. It should be easy enough. Don't have to go crazy on it. I don't think it'll leak. There's also a rubber washer in there, so should be good. And there's a rubber washer on this side too. This is the first transfer tank I've ever owned. These are 2 different sizes. You guys may not know that, but it should be pretty much foolproof. Bigger size is going to go in here. See if I can't get that hose out so we can twist the hose. That's kind of, looks like some of these fittings and everything probably need to be checked also. Just make sure they're all tight. At least I know where my channel locks were. All right, that's on there good and tight. I torqued it down to proper spec. Nice long hose too. It's not crazy long, but I think it's going to give you, you know, enough to get into a tall machine or get around some places. Probably makes sense to make sure there's nothing crazy out there or in there. So there's going to be, that's your fuel level. I don't see any debris or anything in there, so we should have clean fuel coming through. Okay, so off camera, I tightened everything down, made sure everything was on there fine. This thing's on there good, everything's good and tight. And I think now it's time just to really plug it in and see if it works. I'm not gonna put 55 gallons of diesel in this thing until I trust it, make sure there's no leaks, make sure it works well. What I'll probably do is just get maybe a 5-gallon diesel can, fill it up with that, see how that works. And if that works well, then we should be gold. You know, when stuff like this happens and something shows up in a box, you don't have any idea how long this is going to take you. Aside from, you know, this video, however long this video is, this is really how long it's taken. It's been super simple. Everything's already set up. Everything's already hooked up. You just probably want to make sure everything's tightened down. I would make sure you know, put some of that, put some Teflon tape on the fittings. I would have done that if I had it, but they do have O-rings on them, so maybe it's fine. All right, let's go get a battery, hook this thing up, and see if it works. All right, so it definitely works. The pump is at least cycling, put it that way. But need to put some diesel in it, so I got some 5-gallon cans. I probably just put 1 in there for now. That should work. And I want to see how low it will actually pump. But once we do that, I'm going to pull the tractor up and we'll just put a little bit of fuel in the tractor. All right, that should give us something to put fuel in. And now I just need to put some fuel in the transfer tank and see if it works. Okay, I'm not sure that this is working because that hasn't moved, and I put about 9 gallons in there, but it looks like the float down there, let me get my flashlight on my phone and show you. Looks like the float is barely being touched, so maybe it just needs more. That's probably the case, because there's not much fuel in here at all right now. And looks like there's enough to pump. Let's give it a shot. There is a rubber gasket in there. Make sure if you buy one of these that rubber gasket's in there. This doesn't feel like it's going down there. See how that's kind of going almost like it's been cross-threaded or something. Now there we go. Okay, hit the switch. We're making noises. Okay, remember when I said that this is the first fuel transfer tank I've ever had? Well, it's the truth. So that sound you hear is actually the filter, that fuel filter filling up with fuel. So the diesel didn't have a chance to get in there, work itself through. I probably should have put that nozzle into the 5-gallon can again and just got some of that kind of spray out of there and some of that air. But once it got full, it was perfectly fine. So you'll see that here in a second. Wow, that thing was fast. So it has a big nozzle on it. So this isn't kind of a baby nozzle, and that thing right there is what tells it that it's already full and to stop fueling. So, man, that was impressive. I'm actually pretty impressed with this thing. No leaks. It works very, very well. The pump is incredibly fast. It wasn't like a drizzle, which I was kind of afraid the pump was gonna be too weak and wouldn't really pump it fast enough. But the tractor was probably 3/4 of the way full, and you saw how quickly it did that. That was no time. Wow. That is cool. Well, friends, that is actually a pretty nice product. I didn't know what to think. Like I said earlier in the video, you know, there's a lot of mixed reviews. There's some reviews that say they're absolute garbage, and some reviews that say it's the best thing since sliced bread. So my one-time use, I'd say it's pretty awesome. It works great. You know, for the price, I'll put the price in a link down here so you guys can get an idea what that is. For the price, I think that it's very handy. It's way cheaper than getting like the big metal ones and then kind of building the pipe and everything, like the pump and everything. It's all included. It's kind of a one-stop shop, and I'm sure you can replace the pump if the pump goes bad. You can replace the fuel filter if the fuel filter goes bad. It's nice that it has an inline filter. It's probably why we saw some of that that kind of foaming in the beginning, because it's probably just kind of cycling through that filter. But man, I'm pretty impressed with it. I think it did a great job. I appreciate you guys watching this video. This is a problem and a frustration I've been dealing with for a very long time with equipment, especially now that we have the skid steer, which uses a lot of fuel. It's a 100 horsepower machine. We have multiple tractors, lots of diesel equipment, and it's gonna be nice to have something that has all of that fuel storage in such a small space. So that thing, you know, again, put pallet forks under it, put it in the back of the truck, go fill it up, bring it back, set it down on one of these little Harbor Freight dollies, and man, you are good to go. So appreciate you watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like, leave a comment down below, and we would appreciate having you back here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and come back for more tractor fun. So catch you next one, Joe the Farmer. We out.